Hello, let's discuss the topic stations. A station is a railway station, railroad station or depot is a railway facility or area where trains regularly stop to load or unload passengers or freight or both. It generally consists of one track side platform and a station building depot providing such ancillary services such as ticket sales, waiting rooms and the baggage and freight services. This figure shows a railway platform and various tracks. This figure shows a station building with the tracks. This figure shows a train is standing on a platform, standing on a track near the platform, and these are the points in crossing which are used at the railway tracks. Now, the purpose of a railway station. The purpose of railway station is to entrain or detrain the passengers, to load or unload goods or the parcels, to control the movement of the trains, to enable the trains to cross each other in case of a single line section, to enable faster trains to overtake slower ones. It enables locomotives to refuel whether it will be diesel, water or the coal, to attach or detach coaches or wagons to trains, to collect food and water for passengers, to provide facilities for change of engines and the crew and staff. It enables sorting out of wagons and bogies to form new trains, and to provide facilities and give shelter to the passengers in case of emergencies such as floods and accidents which disrupt the traffic. Now, so the factors which are responsible for the selection of site for a railway station, it includes the adequate land. There should be adequate land available for the station building, not only for the proposed line but also for any future expansion or extension of the tracks. This proposed area should also be without any religious building. Now, second is level area with good drainage system. The proposed site should preferably be on a fairly level ground with good drainage arrangement. In India, the maximum permissible gradient adopted is 1 in 400, but a gradient of 1 in 1000 is also desirable. Now third is alignment. The station should preferably have a straight alignment so that the various signals are clearly visible. The proximity of the station site to a curve presents a number of operational problems. So the alignment should be straight near the station. Now, water supply arrangement. When selecting the site, it should be verified that adequate water supply is available for passengers and the operational needs. Now, the fifth point is easily accessible. The station is easily accessible. It should be easily accessible. The site should be near to villages and the towns. Nearby villages should be connected by the station to the station by means of approach road for the convenience of the passengers. Now, the facilities required at the railway stations. First is passenger requirements. This includes the waiting rooms, the retiring rooms, the refreshment rooms and tea stalls, inquiry and reservation counters, the bathroom and toilets, drinking water supply, platform and platform sheds, and the approach roads. Whereas for traffic requirement, it includes the sheds and goods platform, the station building, the station master office and other offices, signal and signal cabins, reception departure lines and sidings, arrangement for dealing with broken down trains and the station equipments. For locomotive, carriage and the wagon requirements, it includes the locomotive shed, the watering or fueling facilities, turntable, inspection pits, ash pits and the ashtrays, etc. For the staff requirement, it includes the rest house for officers and the staff, the running room for the guards and drivers and staff canteens, etc. This figure shows post-COVID facilities which are placed in the station building premises for at the booking window, where place markings are provided to maintain the social distancing at the booking window. Classification of the railway stations. There are two classification of the railway station. First is operational consideration and second is functional consideration. For operational consideration, the railway stations are divided into two parts. First is block station and non-block station. Block station we include class A station, class B station and C class station. Whereas in non-block station we include the flag station and the DK station. What is block station? A block station is a station at which the driver has to obtain an authority to proceed in order to enter the next block section. We know that the entire railway line is divided into convenient block section of 5 to 10 kilometers, and a block station is provided at the end of each block. The system ensures that a suitable space interval is provided between the running train so that there are no collisions and the accidents. Now, first comes is the classification. The classification of railway station, and first classification is Block A station. A class stations are normally provided on double line sections. At such stations, a line clear signal cannot be granted at the rear of a station unless the line on which the train is to be received is clear and the facing point sets are locked. No shunting can be done after the clear line has been granted. A-class stations are suitable for sections where traffic passes rapidly. This figure shows a double line A-class station which consists of the following signal system, such as Warner signal, the home signal, the starter signal, and the advanced starter for both the up and down line. This figure shows a single line station which consists of the following signals: the Warner, the home, the starter, and the advanced starter, which is not shown. Now the types of signals at the block station. First is Warner signal. Warner signal is placed at a warning distance from the home signal. The main function of which is to indicate whether a section beyond is clear or not. Home signal is which is the first stop signal where the train stops. The starter signal is placed at an adequate distance from the home signal and marks the point up to which the line should be clear so that the train can given permission to approach. The advanced starter. This signal is optional and is provided to allow the drivers to further increase the speed of the trains. Now comes the outer signal, which is the first stop signal. The outer signal can also be used below the Warner also. Now comes the B block station, class B block station. This is the most common type of station and is provided on single lines as well as double line sections. At class B station, the line has to be clear up to an adequate distance beyond the outer signal before permission to approach can be given to a train. By providing a Warner on the outer arm post, this station can also cater to fast traffic while permitting shunting of vehicle even when a clear signal has been given. The following signals are used on the class B block station. First is outer Warner signal, the home signal, the starter signal, and the advanced starter for the up and down line. For single line station, we will use the following signal: the outer signal at an adequate distance, the home signal is placed, and the starter signal is placed by covering the platform. And advanced starter or shunting limit board is also provided for the on the track nearby. The class C station. The class C station is only a block hut where no booking of passengers is done. There is no booking office provided. It is basically to split a long block section so that the interval between successive trains is reduced. The advantage of C class station is that it ensures the faster movement of trains and increase the line capacity. The disadvantage, however, is that no shunting is possible and trains cannot stop at these stations. So only two signals are provided on the class C double line station: the up line and the down line section, the Warner signals and the home signals. Whereas on the single line section, only two signals to a single track with a Warner and home signal is provided. Class D station or non-block station. A class D station or non-block station are located between two block stations and do not form the boundary of any block section. No signals are provided at class D stations. At class D station that serves an outlying siding is called a DK station. Suppose this is the line and this is the sidings. These are known as sidings, and these are the main track, the through track. At such a station that serves an outlying siding is called a DK station. At such a station, that siding takes off from a crossover, which can be operated only with the help of a key, which in turn is released with the help of ball token. A class D station that serves no siding is called a flag station. Now for the functional classification, we have the five types of station. First is halt, second is flag station, third is wayside or roadside stations, fourth is junction station, and fifth is terminal station. This figure shows a station or a halt. Now our first is halt. A halt is the simplest station where trains can stop on a railway line. There is no yard or station building or staff provided for such type of stations. Some selected trains are allotted a stoppage line for a minute or two at such stations to enable passengers to entrain or detrain. This figure shows a halt station which has a platform building. The name is written on either side of the platform, and a railway ride is provided for up and down function. This figure shows a halt station as there is no passenger booking system is provided, and several tracks are provided, and a siding is also provided. Now comes the flag station. A flag station is more important as a train for trains than a halt, and is provided with the station building and staff. The flag station is usually provided with a small waiting hall and a booking office, platform and benches, and arrangement for drinking water. This figure shows a flag station which has a station building, some public convenience systems, and the name of the station on either side, and a rail level track. Now comes the wayside station or a crossing stations or roadside station. A crossing station has arrangement for controlling the movement of trains on block section. A crossing station facilitate the crossing of trains going in opposite direction so that there may be more rapid movements of trains. The main operations performed at these stations include attending to the passing and the crossing of trains, giving precedence to the important lines, and the other miscellaneous works done for stopping passenger trains. The slow passenger trains mostly stop at a small station, whereas mail and express trains do not stop at the small station, and they can stop at the major stations only. So this figure shows a double main line wayside station, where the up function and the down function is performed. So it consists of two platforms which are connected with the help of the FOB, that is foot over bridge, and a station building in which the various ancillary services such as ticket sales, the public convenience, the retiring room and waiting rooms are provided. Now comes the junction station. A junction station is the meeting point of three or more lines emerging from different directions. Normally at junctions, train arrives on branch line and return to the same station from where they started, or proceed or to other station from there again return to their originating station. So junction station means where two or more lines meet. This is a junction station. Example is Nizamuddin station, Delhi junction, the Farrukhabad junctions, and Aligarh junction, the Agra junction, and the Kanpur junction. In these stations, there are several lines are provided. The through lines and as well as the branch lines are provided. This figure shows a station building for entry and exit, then an island platform, then the through tracks or main tracks. It is connected with the crossover of by the branch line, and the island platform which is connected with the help of underground subway or a footover bridge, and the goods and goods sheds provided. Several deadline and sidings are also provided so that these sidings and the deadlines can be used for the locomotives for their maintenance as well as other functions. This figure shows the junctions where two or more lines meet with the main line or a branch line. Now comes the terminal stations. The station at which the railway line or one of its branches terminates is known as a terminal station or a terminal junction. The reception line terminates in dead end, and there is provision for the engine of an incoming train to turn around and move from the front to the rear of train at such stations. This figure shows a junction station. This is the example of the Bombay VT station, or also known as CST, that is Chhatrapati Shivaji station. In this platform, also Nizamuddin is also a terminal station where mostly trains terminates. This figure shows the different tracks and the island platforms in which the train will stop there, and on which the passengers can board and deboard from these stations. The example I have already told, that is Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus or Bombay VT, that is Victoria Terminus. These are the sources: the Railway Engineering by M.M. Agrawal, and these are the references which were used in this book. Now, thank you.